Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC, your ultimate home for all things Liverpool. Today we've got huge updates, a shocking Marc Guehi transfer U-turn, a Barcelona star linked with the Reds, injury setbacks shaking up Arne Slot's plans, and even a fresh striker twist after Isak's fitness news. Don't miss a second! Let's dive straight into the action! Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with every twist and turn in the transfer window. Liverpool transfer news as Marc Guehi U-turn on cards, and Barcelona star-eyed Liverpool transfer news as the Reds could reportedly change their plans for Crystal Palace's Marc Guehi. While a Barcelona star is said to be eyed up for a move to Anfield, we may only be just over a month into the new season, and still more than 3 months away from January. But transfer speculation is never too far away for Liverpool. Having gone big with record-breaking deals for Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak in the summer, among a raft of other signings, the Reds have made the perfect start to the season. Having won all 5 of their Premier League games so far, as well as overcoming Atletico Madrid in the Champions League and beating Southampton in the Carabao Cup. Nevertheless, there are still plenty of rumors regarding potential January transfers, especially now that Giovanni Leoni's injury may force the Reds into a U-turn in their plans. Marc Guehi, Crystal Palace. Liverpool will look to make a move for Marc Guehi in January, according to Team Talk. That's despite recent reports suggesting that the Reds aren't looking to launch another bid for the Crystal Palace defender in the new year, instead choosing to wait until he becomes a free agent next summer. This latest report claims that Liverpool is wary of the risk of waiting for him to run down his contract. With Real Madrid also said to be circling, it's suggested that Palace could consider a January sale in order to avoid losing Guehi for nothing. Ronald Araujo, Barcelona. Liverpool is eyeing up a move for Barcelona defender Ronald Araujo. According to Football Insider, the Reds are said to be closely monitoring the 26-year-old situation as they look to sign a new center-back. Guehi is said to still be Liverpool's favored option, although there will be plenty of competition for his signature, with Barca and Bayern Munich also in the race. Araujo, therefore, is suggested as a possible alternative, although with the Uruguayan under contract at the Camp Nou until 2031, he wouldn't come cheaply. Jamie Carragher warning could haunt Liverpool as January transfer decision needed, with young defender Giovanni Leoni facing an extended period out injured. Liverpool will need to take Jamie Carragher's summer transfer warning on board before January after spending more than $560 million in the summer transfer window. It feels absurd to suggest that Liverpool might find itself needing to dip back into the market in January, especially just over a month into the new season. Yet, just one injury has the potential to completely change a club's outlook, as could be the case with Giovanni Leoni. The 18-year-old's debut on Tuesday didn't end in the way anyone would have hoped, as he had to be stretchered off, and it does now appear that he will miss much of, if not all, the remainder of the season, with reports claiming he has torn the cruciate ligament in his left knee. It is a major blow for Leoni, and it also puts Liverpool and Arne Slot in a difficult position. Having missed out on the signing of Marc Guehi on deadline day, the Reds are now left with just the 3 recognized center-backs in Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate, and Joe Gomez. Being without Leoni for what looks set to be an extended period is already a big enough issue for the Reds. Having any one of those 3 also out of the picture would make it a serious problem, and one that Jamie Carragher has feared since the summer. That is the one area where that could come back and blow up in their face because they haven't really got that cover, Carragher said last month. What Guehi was getting was giving Liverpool competition at center-back. They haven't really got that. They've got 2 starters and 2 understudies. Joe Gomez, injury-prone himself, and the young lad from Italy, Leone. He is going to be a great prospect. But if one of them had to play for a couple of months, it is a big difference. Well, the prospect of Leone being forced to step up looks to have gone out of the window now, meaning Slot will have to hope that Van Dijk, Konate, and Gomez don't break down at any point this season, which always feels like a risky position to be in with the latter pair. So, will Liverpool revisit the Guehi deal in January? If recent reports are anything to go by, no. The Reds appear to be favoring waiting until the summer for the England international to become a free agent. But if their center-back options are becoming stretched, will that force them into a U-turn? Only time will tell. Certainly, if any one of the aforementioned trio joins Leone on the treatment table, then Liverpool would surely have to dip its toe back into the transfer market, whether it's for Guehi or anyone else. But even without the prospect of Konate, Gomez, or even worse, Van Dijk picking up an injury, Slot and Richard Hughes should be thinking about that anyway. If Liverpool is to seriously battle it out on 4 fronts this season, then it will need 4 viable options at center-back without having to force players like Ryan, Gravenberch, or Wataru Endo in there. There wasn't too much Liverpool could have done. About Palace pulling the plug on the Guehi deal on deadline day. After all, the deal was agreed. But before January rolls around, it seriously needs to take Carragher's warning on board again. Liverpool news. Alexander Isak gives fitness update as Arne Slot's striker issue emerges. Record signing Alexander Isak could be in line for his first Premier League start in Liverpool colours as Arne Slot's team prepare to face Crystal Palace over the weekend. Liverpool made hard work of Southampton in their Carabao Cup third-round game on Tuesday night, but are safely into the last 16. Alexander Isak opened his account for the Reds after joining on transfer deadline day, with Hugo Ekitike scoring the winner after Shea Charles had briefly brought the Saints level. Victory wasn't without its issues, though. Giovanni Leoni failed to complete the game, with the teenager's debut cut short by a serious injury, while Ekitike will miss this weekend's meeting with Crystal Palace after picking up a second yellow card for his goal celebrations. Arne Slot's team have a 100% record to protect when they travel to Selhurst Park on Saturday. Palace are the only other side unbeaten in the league, winning 2 and drawing 3, and have conceded just twice in the Premier League. The two clubs last met less than 2 months ago. On that occasion, Palace emerged victorious on penalties in the Community Shield after twice coming from behind to secure a 2-2 draw after 90 minutes at Wembley, record signing. Isak hadn't yet joined Liverpool when that match took place, and Arne Slot has to decide whether to hand the Swede a first league start for the club. Here are Mirror Football's latest lines from around Anfield. Isak fitness update. Alexander Isak has yet to complete a full 90 minutes for Liverpool since his summer move, with Arne Slot being careful with the striker after a limited pre-season. He played another 45 against Southampton on Tuesday, scoring once and seeing another effort well saved by Alex McCarthy, and confirmed he's still working his way back to top gear. It was good to get some more minutes on the way to getting fit, Isak told Sky Sports. I feel good, I feel fit, of course. Obviously, it's still early. A new club and new teammates, but I feel good. I think it's a great team to be a part of. And with all of the games I get, it's only going to get better. Isak had to wait until the September international break to get his first minutes of the new season, having not played for former club Newcastle before his Anfield switch. He came on as a substitute against Everton on Saturday and could get a first league start for the Reds this weekend. Slot's striker issue. If Arne Slot wanted to give Isak a slower welcome into the side, that might no longer be quite as easy due to Ekitike's suspension. Former Tottenham and Aston Villa boss Tim Sherwood was on punditry duty for the cup tie on Tuesday and sympathized with the Liverpool manager while wondering aloud if Ekitike was impacted by the threat of Isak taking his spot. I think it's the pressure of Isak being there, the noise around it, Sherwood said. He's letting everyone know that I am here. We know he's done really well. He's a real threat. That's his 5th goal of the season. He can't do any more than he's doing. We all know your name. There's absolutely no need to show that, he added. Liverpool fans appreciate what he's doing. Now he's not going to play, and whether Isak is ready to play or not. Ekitike has let himself down. Liverpool left with limited transfer options after Giovanni Leoni injury blow. Giovanni Leoni is set to be ruled out for a significant period of time, after suffering a serious knee injury in Liverpool's Carabao Cup win over Southampton. With a lack of options left on the market, Liverpool's options for replacing Giovanni Leoni this season are limited to the free agent market. The defender, who made his debut in the Carabao Cup match against Southampton, had to be stretchered off in the 81st minute due to a serious knee injury. As reported by the Echo, Leone is expected to be out of action for a significant period. This is a major setback for Liverpool, who are already concerned about their defensive options until the transfer window reopens. The Reds missed out on signing Marc Guehi on deadline day after Crystal Palace decided not to proceed with the deal at the last minute. With the transfer window now closed until the new year, Liverpool's only option to bolster their defense is to sign a free agent. Players who are not currently registered with a team can be signed outside of the transfer window. Liverpool have one spot left in their 25-man squad for a free agent. However, they face a restriction. Reports the Liverpool Echo. Premier League rules stipulate that each squad can have no more than 17 players who do not meet the home-grown player HGP criteria. A HGP is defined as a player who was registered with any club affiliated with the Football Association or the Football Association of Wales for 3 full seasons before the end of the season in which he turns 21. Liverpool's team is already at its limit with 17 non-homegrown players, meaning any new signings must meet the homegrown criteria. This leaves just 2 feasible targets in the current free agent market. First up is ex-West Bromwich Albion and West Ham United defender Craig Dawson. The 35-year-old left Wolves after his contract expired last summer and is yet to find a new club, although it seems unlikely he'll make a move due to his profile. The other potential target is former Aston Villa defender Courtney Hause. The 30-year-old's stint at Villa Park was marred by injuries. Despite being fit now, his injury history might deter Liverpool from making a move, as they need a player who can step in during injuries or suspensions. Arne Slot already revealed 2 players who can replace Giovanni Leoni after Liverpool injury setback. Giovanni Leoni is set to be out for a number of months after suffering a serious knee injury on his Liverpool debut. Arne Slot has already confirmed who he could turn to bolster his center-back options. After losing Giovanni Leoni to an ACL injury, the Italian was impressed on his Liverpool debut against Southampton, but saw his maiden outing come to a premature end as he was stretchered off late on. Speaking after the final whistle, the Reds head coach confirmed that the 18-year-old would be sent for further assessment and had not been hopeful about his injury. Undergoing scans on Wednesday, it has now been confirmed that Leone has suffered a serious knee injury. The Echo understands that Liverpool are refusing to place a timescale on the length of the absence at present, but it's understood that club medical staff are fearful of a serious issue for the young Italian. A lengthy layoff for Leone would leave the Reds down to just 3 senior center-back options, with Joe Gomez acting as backup to first-choice pairing Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate. However, both Gomez and Konate have suffered from injury problems in the past and remain the subject of transfer speculation. The England international attracted interest from the likes of AC Milan and Brighton and Hove Albion in the summer, while the France international remains out of contract at the end of the season. Liverpool do have further options in their academy ranks, with the likes of Reece Williams, Amara Nallo, and Luke Chambers having all represented the first team in the past. Williams was an unused substitute for the Reds against Southampton on Tuesday night, but the 24-year-old, who spent last season on loan at Morecambe, has not played for the first team since 2021. Nallo was sent off on his Liverpool debut against PSV Eindhoven last January, while Chambers is yet to feature at any level during the current campaign after seeing a season-long loan with Wigan Athletic ended prematurely by injury last season. Slot is more likely to turn to a senior player as center-back cover in the absence of Leone, with vice-captain Andy Robertson finishing Tuesday nights at the heart of defense following the Italians' withdrawal. The Scot played at center-back against PSV Eindhoven in the Champions League last season and was also utilized there on a number of occasions throughout preseason. But Slot recently name-dropped 2 others players he could turn to instead if needed when addressing Liverpool's collapsed move for Crystal Palace captain Marc Guehi on transfer deadline day.